Hi, this is Ana de Chavez, and I would like to ask a few minutes of your time to listen to me about a concept that might help you with your financial wellness. Do you know that one of the most important number that we can talk about is 28,000? 28,000 represents the number of days an average person lives. So that is approximately, we rounded off to 80 years. So it was stated that on an average, a person lives for 80 years. And if we have to cut this into a pie or segregate those years, we can do it by having the first quarter as 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, and 60 to 80. So what does those quarter means? In the 0 to 20 stage, now, that's the time that we're still very young. What we do is just study and play. And when we reach the age of 20, or in that case right now, 21 or 22, because of the K-12 program, most of us will have our first job. Probably we started to invest on our first car or the first house. And that's the time that a person get married on the average. So from the 40 to 60, having worked for a couple of years, you'll probably start to invest on a second car, a second house, or have taken your second job. And that time, your kids are starting to go to school if you get married. So this stage, you have also dependents who are already on the first quarter stage. And this part, the 60 to 80, is the what we call retirement age. So if we're going to look at this, the first and fourth quarter, the 0 to 20 years and the 60 to 80 years are what we call the stage that we do not have any income. So from the time we are dependent on our parents from 0 to 20, or the people who work for us, send us to school and provide for us. And the series 60 to 80 represents the retirement age, when we are not anymore productive and we rely on our pension, our retirement funds, savings, or in some cases, other members of the family to provide for people at the stage. So we look at the 20 to 60 as our most productive age. So that is approximately half of our life. We have a total of 28,000 days, and we have 14,000 days to prepare for our retirement age, or to prepare when our kids would start to go into that stage from 0 to 20 that we have to provide for them, especially for education. So for example, you are at this stage at 35 years old. So you have already used more than half of your 28 days, and you have around 9,125 days to prepare for what we call the retirement age. But it was said that there are four fears that most people would think of or not discuss. No, it's not the typical dinner table discussions that we have, or even with your spouses or your other family members, but are really worth to reflect on. The first question is, what if I cannot work at 60? So what are the reasons that may lead you not working on the age of 60? So probable reasons might be you get sick, or you get disabled, or you're really out of work for a long, long time. But even that reason, you still have a lot of chances to look for another work or source of income. So the most challenging is you cannot work because you are ill, or you met an accident, or you become disabled. Second question is, what if I cannot reach 60? So what is the only reason that can make you not reach 60? So very straightforward, death. So one of those four questions is how much is enough to retire? So if I lived through my life until 60, I did not get sick, I was not disabled, how much money do I need for me to have a comfortable life or at least live the same standard that I'm living right now? And fourth is, how can I ensure that my children start life with the right foundation? So how do you ensure those outright payout that you have when you have kids? So that's a guaranteed expense. Once you decided to and you already have kids, you have to send them to school, just like how your parents have done it to you. So again, what if I cannot work at 60? You'll have critical illness. And what could be a response? Possible solution if you have encountered that kind of problem. So there are a number of products that can help you, financial products that can help you address this problem of having critical illness so that you'll have an income protection also when you get disabled. No? And which means that if something happens to you, you don't have to use up an amount of your savings to pay for your hospitalization, to pay for your health care, and at the same time can also provide income that was lost because you cannot go to work. So those are the important things. One of the important things you have to think of. Yes, you have savings. How much is your savings? Is it enough? And if ever you have savings, probably it is intended for something like for your children's education, for a down payment for a house, or for a trip, or merely your emergency savings. And even you have sufficient emergency savings is when you say, like most financial advisor would say, you should have at least 6 months of um, 6 months of your salary as your emergency fund. Is it enough to fund your critical illness? How much does it cost to be hospitalized, especially if you get one of those illnesses such as cancer or diabetes? Probably and for sure it's worth more than your 6 months salary. Sometimes it wipes out 10 months of savings to address a critical illness. So what if I cannot reach 60? So what if I die early and I still have kids that have not graduated? I have a wife who doesn't have a job. Who is supposed to fill up that provision for them? How can they be able to survive without me, without my income? If I am the breadwinner, it's very, very important that you have to think about life insurance. Because would you want your family who is living a comfortable life right now, that once you're unable to provide for them because you died, or even if you have a critical illness and you are unable to work, and that would leave them to poverty or to a lesser quality of life? Would you want that? I know the answer is no. Nobody of us who have worked so hard for a family would want them to be on a lesser status once we are gone. So again, there is also a solution in response to that fear. How much is enough to retire? When I reach that age of 60, will I be a dependent? Will I be dependent on my children to provide for me? How am I be assured that they are able to do that? And eventually they have their own families. Would I want that? Would I still have the kind of lifestyle or the kind of comfortable life that I have the time that I cannot work? So it's very important because when you retire, your expenses do not retire. You will continuously eat, feed yourself, consume utility bills, buy yourself clothes, do a little entertainment. So those are the things that we have to prepare for. And something that we have to keep in mind, because for us to really come up with a good retirement fund, we should be able to think of that as early as we can. The better that we prepare for our retirement, the better. So again, there is a solution to that fear. And fourth, how can I ensure that my children start life with the right foundation? So again, having children means a guaranteed payout. Do I have an educational fund? Oh, I was able to finish college without an educational fund. Sure, no, because at least your parents was able to provide for you all those years, but there's no guarantee that that will be the same case for you. The only thing that is constant in this world are taxes and debt. And let's come to think of it. If we're able to prepare ourselves that something might happen to us, and we is still assured that our children can go to school. So again, there's a solution for that. There is an educational fund, a vehicle that you can use, a financial product that you can use to assure you of that. So what am I saying here? There are really realistic, these are really realistic four fears in our lives if we come to think of it. But these fears, we can mitigate, the risk of having a not so good result if one of these things happen to us, if we are prepared, if we have thought about this, if we have planned about this, and we take actions in doing this. So again, there are various solutions that can be provided with all those fears. And what you have to do is really approach a trusted financial advisor that can help you deal with these fears and be able to address this. Having these fears are really realistic, but we cannot just go and think about it and not preparing for it, because the worst is going to come if we did not do something about it. So let me just, before I end this very short sharing, let me just share with you these facts and truths about insurance. Life insurance is nothing but money. If you live, we call it savings. If you die, we call it insurance. You would probably say, ano ba to, puro negative yung sinasabi, puro kamatayan, pagkakasakit. Yeah, it's not really good to hear. As I've said, this is not a typical dinner table discussion, but these are the truths in life, and it will come. And just look at the people in your family or your friends. How many of them get sick? How many of them get sick before they die? And what will assure you that this will not happen to you? So, and at least if things will be all right, if you will not get sick, if you will not get disabled, you have money. You have more money for your retirement fund. But if it happens to you, then you have enough money to cover you with your critical illness that will make you recover, that will give you more time to spend with your family, that will make you productive again. It will address your disability, that would still give you years to survive, make you productive, and spend time with your family. If those things don't happen, then you have a very good retirement fund to spend really precious time with your family. So you will say, ay, di ko kailangan to. No need, true. But if you needed it, you couldn't get it. Because life insurance is not something like if you have money, you can just buy a car. In life insurance, if you wanted, honestly, if you wanted to avail of a cheaper premium, you have to start it early. And secondly, if you should get it as long as, especially if you are still healthy. Because if you are not anymore that healthy, it will be hard for you to get an insurance, or it will be costly for you. And who wouldn't want to be insured? Insurance is for everybody. That's why I'm making this video, because I wanted to come across people to make them understand how important it is. It's not an expense. It's more than an investment. No? It's actually helping you live through a worry-free and peaceful life. Because as I mentioned, there are these four fears. And if we don't get ready for it, if we don't prepare for it, and we don't take action for it, you're going to live in fear, or the more that you will have a lot of things to think about or do something about to remedy problems. Yeah, it's true, you don't need it now because you're healthy, you're strong, you can provide for your family. But if you get sick, the more that you cannot get it anymore. So your family should be left with something that will take care of them, not something that they will have to take care of. Of course, as I've said, all of us, even those who are single, wanted to provide the best for our parents or help our siblings, especially if you have your own family. Would you want to leave them and leave them with problems? Or you wanted to leave them? Of course, they will miss you. It's a loss that cannot be replaced, but somehow it will help them live through the next years. If you have something that you could leave something to them um, to continue living the same to continuously provide the same kind of living that you have provided for them when you are still living. So parang hindi ka nawala kahit namatay ka na, kahit nawala ka na, no, talagang um, mas lalo yung impact sa buhay nila. And then lastly, with an insurance plan, all benefits are our obligation. Without it, they are your obligation. Because what you're going to do is save only on a regular basis this certain amount. And this certain amount will guarantee you, if you get sick of critical illness, you will be covered. If you get disabled or encounter an accident, you will be covered. If there is loss of life, you die, we'll take care of your family so that they can get through the next years of their lives. But if you don't have a life insurance, you have to take care of your own health care expenses. You have to take it out of your savings. I hope you get as much savings as you can to cover all those costs. So I think that's just are the things that I would like to relay to you to bring across this information, these truths, these facts about the benefits of having a life insurance, and moreover, planning for our families, financial planning for our families, for ourselves, so that we continuously live a more peaceful life and we are prepared for what will come ahead. So if you are interested to talk to me in details or have a one-on-one information, I would promise you that information that you will be going to give me will be held confidential. And for me to come up with a quality recommendation, it's important that you can share with me this quality inputs, because I'm going to tailor fit a financial product with you that is appropriate to your goals and your budget. So I don't give off-the-shelf products. So you will be part of the discussion, you will be part of the decision, because this is your plan. And again, even if we have this one-on-one discussion, there is no obligation to buy. You will not be binded by that. And just like what I'm doing right now, I'm happy to share with you this concept and this truth about life and life insurance and financial planning. So you can contact me if I'm able to receive this in your messenger. You are my friend in Facebook. You can message me through my messenger in my Facebook account, Ana B. De Chavez. You can contact me through my smart number, 0998-545-6045. My Globe number, 092662 82220. And you may also look for I have a Facebook page where I also share information, videos, my personal blog, which I started also. I have, and also sharing information about our agency, and also some of the sharings of financial experts in who are into personal finance. So look for Straight Talk by Anna in Facebook, and I also have Rated A, which is my website. And also you can find me in YouTube, Ana de Chavez. So again, thank you for your time, and I hope somehow this short presentation video, I was able to share with you something to think about um, with your partner, with your spouse, or with your family, or even just with yourself, that could probably help you in your personal finance and in your life in general. So again, this is Anna, and this is brought to you by Straight Talk by Anna, your accelerator, advisor, and ally. Thank you.